We're going to learn how to do a slip knot. I'm going to be using this Woobles yarn because it's just helpful to be able to see exactly what loops you're going through when you're crocheting. Other than the normal yarn, sometimes it can be hard to see. So to create your slip knot, you are going to twist your yarn so that it forms an X, and then you're going to take the longer piece that's connected to the yarn and you're going to push it through the hole over the top of the X. So you're going to cross over the short piece, put the long piece through the hole, and then you're going to pull it through the hole. You might have to hold the short piece and you will be able to pull that tight, and now you have a slip knot. So now the first thing you need to learn how to do is make a chain. There are a lot of ways to make chains. There are some more complex foundation chains. We're just going to do the basic chain right now, and then you can advance as you're comfortable. To start a chain, you are going to have to get your hands comfortable. You're basically going to weave the yarn through your pinky over the other fingers, and you're going to end up with this over the top of your finger. Your index finger is kind of going to be a little guide for you, and you might have to readjust your hands a lot. It's going to feel very uncomfortable at first. So when you're first starting, it's usually the most frustrating because you have to hold the yarn and it's not very much to work with. As you get going and you have crocheted a few rows, it gets so much easier because you have a little bit more to hang on to. So first you want to put your hook through the circle, basically the slip knot, and tighten that down. Now I tighten it down to the part above the hook that's a little fatter so that the loop is still pretty loose. When you're first learning to crochet, I highly recommend you just make these looser. It's not going to look as nice, but you will get the right tension figured out. And I'm going to wrap my pinky and then just kind of pull the yarn over my fingers. I like it where I can have the yarn over my index finger and then I can hold it between my second finger and my thumb. Then I'm going to hold on with my thumb and my finger onto basically the knot of the slip knot, and I'm going to start making a chain. So you will yarn over. That means you put the yarn over the top of the hook, and you're going to turn your hook downward towards the knot and pull it through the loop. And that is one chain. You just continue making chains the same way by yarning over and pulling through the loop. And if you do it too tight, you will have trouble. You'll notice it's just hard to get through. Just kind of learn to loosen up your tension a little bit. You're going to want to get used to counting your chain so you don't lose track. If you count every row, you are actually going to make sure that you have the right number of stitches per row, which is going to ensure your item ends up symmetrical. So today we're just going to work on the slip stitch. So for the slip stitch, you are going to end your row with the number of chains that you want. You're going to turn your work, and now you're going to work backwards, and you really don't need to chain anymore. You're just going to go into the chain next to the one on the hook, and so you will put your hook through the chain. Some people go with 2 loops over the top, some people end up with 1. Just stay consistent. So if you end up with 1 loop over the hook when you're going through it, then stick with that, but it doesn't really matter. It just depends on your preference. Once you go through the loop, you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through the loop. When you get through the loop, you have 2 loops on your hook. You will take the loop closest to the hook, pull it through the other loop, and now you have made a slip stitch. You can just stop when you're comfortable, but just make enough to just kind of practice. And then when you're ready to move on to single crochet, there are a lot of single crochet projects. The amigurumis are mostly single crochets, so you can do so much with a single crochet. And that will be the next lesson. So if you liked this video, please consider subscribing and liking, and click the bell icon so that you'll get notified when I upload another video or new content. And as always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.